We're at Jack Daniel's Distillery. We're gonna try some Jack and tour where they make it, right? Dad's favorite whiskey. Oh, there's your sticker. Nice. So let's go check it out.
Apple's everybody's favorite and all that, so can't go
Birthday Jack. That's what I should get for my birthday. After 29 years, patience had finally paid off. Wow. Can't imagine waiting my whole life. I only lived for 30 years almost, so a whole life.
Yeah, they do that.
Milling and mashing, and fermenting and distilling.
They sent the barrels back.
And mellowing and barreling. Here's a little backstory of how Jack Daniel ended up liking whiskey and started making it. The backstory. Oh, we're gonna get a picture taken. Barrel House.
This is also
So my tour guide, I wasn't recording, told me that Lynchburg, where they make the whiskey, this is where they make all Jack Daniels at, and the town actually is a dry town, so there's no tavern, there's no bars, no liquor store, but they make alcohol here. That's crazy. But yeah, and then every Friday with their paycheck they get a bottle of Jack. Where do I sign up to work?
on Distillery grounds. We house 5 federal revenuers. Now, once the whiskey business became deregulated in 1985, we decided that on-site regulators, or regulators were no longer needed. So, once every 2.5 years, they will come and audit us. And now, the taxes are sent directly to the federal revenuer's office. So this building here was free and open. So what we did is we turned it into a private tasting building. Now, this is for our barrel selector. We're going to go over what each building is for. This is our maintenance.
It also smells like really good walking through, even with the mask on. It smells like rye, like bread. This is where they make the charcoal.
We have what's called a charcoal mellowing vat. They are made out of cypress wood and they are 14 feet tall. They're going to look something like this here, but 14 feet instead of just this mock-up version. Now, there's going to be about 10 feet of charcoal on the inside, and the copper piping in here is going to drip at a rate of 1 gallon a minute. So drop by drop.
Old fire truck.
1928 REO Speedwagon. Our current fire trucks, part of our brigade today, are one of a kind. They were built specifically just for Jack Daniel's Distillery.
It's cold?
Yeah.
Is natural spring.
Came here over 150 years ago. That's why we're still here today. So here's the history, the backstory of how Jack came to make Tennessee whiskey and how he learned it. Jack originally grew up around 3 miles down the road from here on a farm, and he was the youngest of 10 kids. Now, shortly after Jack was born, his mother passed away, which led to his dad getting remarried. And when the stepmom moved in, Jack, at a very early age, realized he did not get along with his stepmom. So eventually, by the age of 7 years old, Jack packed his bags and moved out. Now when he moved, he went from the farm he grew up on to right next door. Now next door was a neighboring farm owned by a Lutheran minister, and his name was Reverend Dan Paul. So Dan Paul took Jack in at 7 and said, you can live here as long as you want to, but if you're here, you'll be working to earn your stay. So Jack was an errand boy at that point, but Jack ended up learning that Dan Paul was known to be selling whiskey, so he found that whiskey still on that property. And this was before the Civil War, so that whiskey still was under the operation or the watch and care of an enslaved man, and his name was Nathan Nearest Green. So Nearest was the one making that whiskey, but Nearest is also the one that Jack saw and immediately took interest into it. So at 7 years old, Jack started to learn how to make the whiskey from Nearest. Several years go by, and eventually Jack buys that whiskey still from Dan Paul and hires Nearest Green as his first head distiller. That's the same thing we now refer to as a master distiller. Okay? Now that was after the Civil War. A little bit of time goes by, and then Jack eventually hears about this water source, so he up and relocated that still here, brought Nearest Green and his sons with him. And they started making Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey at this location because of the water. It's iron-free, and it flows at 56 degrees, give or take about 1 degree year-round. Alright? So the properties of this water haven't changed. We do keep an eye on it. Luckily, it's still the same. That noise is where we're taking water. So we're still using this water to make Jack Daniel's whiskey, even right now. Any questions, y'all? So, we have a statue up here. We call it Jack on the Rocks. It's a really good photo of it. Alright, y'all.
There he is, the man himself. Jack Daniel. This is their new office building, but this is where Jack's office used to be.
Downhill the rest of the way, so it'll get a lot easier.
Here's his office. That's cool. Here's his office.
Alright, y'all, so in here, just really quick, we have a wall full of our master distillers that we've had here for over 150 years. So Jack, here in the white hat, remember he named Nearest Green his first head distiller, master distiller. But during that time period, they didn't take any photos of Nearest, so there are none that we know of to date. So to honor Nearest Green as our first distiller, we do have this photo of Jack and his crew here. But specifically because sitting right next to Jack is Nearest Green's son, George. So he's physically around the same idea. We can kind of get a guess of what Nearest looked like. And secondly, this would have been unusual to see at that time. So it really speaks some good volumes to the relationship that Jack shared with that Green family. Now remember I said this was Jack's old office. This was originally an exterior wall to the building that Jack built. That's that doorway, that wall is right here. Alright, so they took that photo here, but we did raise this ground up. It was in a flood zone. That cave has been known to flood. Like those rocks we were sitting around, it's come up over that and down here. So ground was raised, the foundation was redone. Jack is also the only person standing in this photo, so remember he's only 5'2". It gives y'all a really good idea of his stature compared to the other guys. You see his little leather boot down here, and he's leaning up against George over there. We go down and counterclockwise to our present day distiller. That's Jeff Arnett in that photo. He was the one with the bright blue eyes in that video y'all watched before the tour got going and drinking and walking around in barrel houses. From the day Jack started making whiskey with Nearest to right now, right this very second, we've always had family members from both families here at all times. Yeah. He makes whiskey.
To break it down. Yeah. These are different, this is how they do it. They toast the barrel first, then they charcoal it. It's pretty cool. Barrel house.
It ended for us. 1938 is when this barrel house was built. So this was the first barrel house when Prohibition ended and we could start legally making whiskey again. Now, this is not only the oldest, it's also the smallest and the coldest. It's the coldest because normally our barrel houses are metal all the way around with a metal roof. This one has one brick wall, but it drastically changes the temperatures on the inside. So remember, they're not climate controlled. So Mother Nature and barrel house, they're doing their own thing together. Normally during this time of year, if you walk into a barrel house, it'd be really hot. When we walk into this one, it's actually going to be colder on the inside than it is outside, but that's because of the brick wall. So this area, unfortunately, we cannot use electronics in here just because of alcohol vapor. Remember I said we haven't had any fires here yet? These are safety precautions that we take in these areas. It's not safe.
This is like all the different bottles and different years. That's pretty cool. Look at this, 1910. (1906 to 1910). (20th century). Look at this one. That's cool. I'm waiting for my second tour. Taste and toast. Gonna have the kids come with me, so gotta do the taste of toast by myself.
First taste of anything you have is the most bitter. So that first taste, it'll kind of wake up your taste buds.
All right.
Now,
so now we're in Lynchburg, actually. Just a little town. This is, oh, I see it. Watch my step, I see it. So this is like the middle building right there. And then it literally just circles around. Like, that's it, that's the whole town. So it's just a couple little stores. We're gonna eat real quick. Check out what they got around here. Also, with our tickets from the Jack Daniels, if we show our ticket at one of these stores, they're supposed to give us like a shot glass if you spend more than $10. So, let's see. This is where we're gonna eat Barbecue Caboose Cafe. Home of the best I ever ate. Well, they close at 5. Let's hurry up. Here's some of the guidelines.
Let's sit. What do you want to sit, Justin?
Pulled pork platter.
9-inch. Justin, you said you want pizza? Or you want a hot dog?
Pizza or hot dog?
They also had like pizza and stuff like that. Stuffed baked potato. Ooh, piggy mac. Cheesiest mac and cheese topped with our pulled pork, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce.
Yummy.
Sounds good.
I want to see how big this.
I got the pulled pork platter. Chicken. Yeah. Yep. You got pizza? Pepperoni pizza?
Me too.
Pulled pork sandwich?
Where's mine? No, where's mine?
Jay, sit down. Yours is right here, baby.
Wait,
That's good.
eat mine.
Pizza? How's that pizza?
Mama! Meow! Meow! No! Give me!
Good pizza?
No!
So that was pretty good. Pulled pork sandwich. It was a lot better than the pulled pork sandwich that I got in Nashville, that's for sure. But yeah, that was good pulled pork. I liked it. I'm here 2 nights each week. You don't know which.
Hi. How you doing? Come here. Like me. Sit on the bench.
Oh, it's a tight fit. I'm a big guy. How you doing? I got the Jack Lives Here shirt. Actually, I had my size, so. I saw online that a lot of people are asking for hats. If they had hats and everything, so there's no actual store at the distillery, but if you come out to the town, there's a nice little general store here. They got a whole bunch of shirts, and then they got hats and everything like that. So if you had a question about hats or anything like that, or t-shirts, this is the store to come to. Pretty cool bottles. So this is the store right here, Sully's Gifts, Jack Daniel's Souvenirs. That's where you can get your shirts and your hats and everything like that. Rest of the town. That's about it. I'm not gonna really walk around. This is where I ate right here. Barbecue Caboose. Just a small little town. You can still smell the rye though. Oh my gosh. It's pretty cool. The distillery is right out that way, so it's not that far. This is like extra parking too if you ever come to the distillery. But yeah, it's real cool. So my camera died when I was doing the tasting. I was trying to show you the bottles and everything. The tasting was an extra $25 that I did by myself. The only one that I didn't know about was the rye that I never really had. That and the single barrel, because it's really expensive. So I never had the single barrel. So the single barrel was really good actually, but I still like Gentleman's Jack out of all of them. But $25 to have a little tasting, that was a little too much, I think. You got to get a little glass. I'll show you. So I got to keep the glass, but for 25 bucks. If you've tried Jack, it's honey, the fire Jack, regular Jack, Gentleman's Jack, the rye, which I haven't had, and then they had the single barrel. So to have those, like, what is it, six different ones? If you had Jack, you know what you're tasting. So it wasn't really worth the 25 because I've tried all the Jacks pretty much. But I got a cool glass, I guess, out of it. But that does it from the tour from Jack Daniel's. I had a lot of fun. It was for my birthday. So I'll show you the glass right now though. So here's the glass that I got. It's just a nice little Jack Daniel's glass. Drink some Jack straight on the rocks. But yeah, that's the glass that I got. So yeah, so that's the glass. The tour was nice. We walked all around and everything like that. We just did the $15 tour because that's all you could do with the kids. So there's two other tours. It was another $25 for one of the tours that you get to drink too, and then the other one was $30, where you go in and you actually drink where they take the barrels out and stuff. That was $30, but I couldn't do it with the kids, so you can only do the $15 one with the kids. So I'm gonna have to come back probably with Blue, since Blue lives down here in Tennessee. Maybe I'll make a trip out here with him. His birthday's in February, so that would be a nice birthday gift or something for him. Bring him out here, just me and him, and have the kids stay with his wife and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make another trip out here because I want to definitely do another tour, because that was just like a plain tour and everything that you could do with the kids. But it was a great time being out here. I really liked it. But that's all I could really tell you right now. So we'll see you at the next location. I'm actually about to head home because it's gonna be my birthday soon, August 28th. My birthday will be past when this video comes out. But yeah, so we're gonna be going back down to Florida, and then I guess I'll show you around in Florida and everything like that. But like always, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.